Hello, everyone. Today is the 4th of March, 2025. Yeah, only 4 attendees in today's meeting. Yeah, let's get started from the action item from last meeting. Okay. Okay, let me add my host meeting. Yeah, the first item is for the get rid of the Jink Go.
So did that happen?
I think this is ongoing PR. Yeah, there's let me share my screen. Yeah, sorry. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. Okay, the first action item is get rid of Jink Go. I believe the Abdul is working on the E2E test, right?
Yeah, right. That PR is still going on.
Okay, let me, which one, oh, this one, yeah. Okay,
I think I've pushed the recommended changes by you, Benjamin. I think if everything looks good, then we can go ahead and merge this one.
So you already resolved all the comments, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll take a look on offline after this meeting.
Sounds good.
Yeah, anyway, high level looks good to me. But you know, the problem is now we don't have enough reviewer in this report. Only me and Ivan probably reviewed the PR. No other people actively review the PR. Probably we have, you know, I spend most of my effort on the LCD 326, so I don't have enough time to review all the PR in the LCD operator. So we really need more review, more advanced engineer to help us to review the PR. Okay, let me paste the link to. So we need more review. Levels to review.
Am I audible?
Hello,
am I
anybody
audible?
wants? Hello, anybody
Am I
want to say
audible?
something? Okay, let's continue. The next one is for the E2E test for the certificate manager provider. And ARC.
Yes. So I actually saw the comments, the review comments. I am addressing it as we speak. So yes, and like I had a few doubts. I guess like those also got cleared in the review comments.
Okay.
Yeah. If there is like, I'll be pushing more changes like, and then like I guess I will request review from everyone.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I raised a couple comments on this PR. I believe the interface method, the implementation of the interface method is not enough. We should make sure, you know, the ensure certificates. For example, the first one, ensure certificate secret is similar to the reconciliation reconcile workflow of the controller. If the
Okay.
you know, each time when the user call the ensure certificate secrets, the call may fail at any steps inside this function. So next time when the user call this again, we need to make sure it can eventually meet our expectation.
Okay. Okay.
So so you just create the directly. I believe, you know, if the first time, if the caller already called this function, called this method, but if the creates failed, but actually it's already success. But anyhow, but anyway, it return a failure error to the caller. Next time we call this method again. So you need to check whether or not the secrets or certificates have already been created.
Okay. So I was actually thinking from a like different perspective. Like there is a get certificate config function, which basically like tells whether the like certificate is present or not. And I was thinking of invoking it, and if that returns an error, then invoke the ensure cert. But yeah, like I agree with the point that that function might fail at any point, so I should check for this secret. But is that the flow we were looking at? Like first check if the config, like the certificate config is already present. If not, and then trigger the ensure certificate.
Yeah, I believe, yeah, yeah, anyway, I believe your first thing you need to, yeah, you need to check whether or not the certificate on the secrets, both the secrets and certificates. The first thing you need to check the secret is present, is
Yes.
available. And the second thing you need to check the certificate included in the secrets also is available. And you also need to check the private key and certificate match. Yeah,
Okay.
but if you want to continue double confirm, you need to check the certificate match the parameter provided in this. For example, you have some parameter. For example, the config. You know this config. You need to check the certificate details match this config.
Okay, okay. I think I understood now. Like this ensure certificate will in turn call the validate certificate as well, so that we can like verify whether the secret present and the certificate present matches and the private key and everything is available or not. Is that a correct understanding?
Do you mean the ensure certificate will call the validate, right?
Yeah, like should that be the thing? Like
Yeah, yeah, this good question. Yeah, I believe the I believe the insurance certificate and the high-level workflow is, and again, anyway, let's probably summarize the high-level workflow. Firstly, you need to check for the first step, and we should probably summarize the first step. High-level workflow. Yeah, this is this is just a suggestion for you. You know, you are the owner of the feature, so you need to double confirm whether or not there's any flaw in the workflow.
sure, yep.
Double check whether the certificate and present, and also double check probably double check the certificate is present and match the private key, and also double check the certificate match the config. Right. Okay. The next step, you know, if everything is already there, is already valid, so you just return directly. No need to create again. Otherwise, create the certificate.
Yes.
Yeah. The next step, we need to validate. Yeah. Probably, I think this is probably optional for the normal workflow. Yeah, usually when you just finish create the certificate, I believe we don't need to validate. Probably, you know, the reason is if somehow, you know, we just deliver a request to the certificate manager. You know, the certificate manager will create the secret via async. You know, we don't know how long it will finish the creation.
Correct. Yes.
So in that
Right.
case, we just return. Probably we probably don't need. Yeah.
Uh, yes. So like I was thinking in the like previous step, if the secret is present, if the certificate is present, and the certificate matches the config, in that case, should we validate, like call the validate function in that particular scenario?
Sorry, say it again. Do you mean validate what?
Yeah, so like in the after the third point, like double check the certificate match with the config. If all that is true till the third point, should we, since the certificate is present, since the secret is also present, should we go ahead with the validation at like the very next step?
Validation. Do you mean in this one?
Yes, yes, yes. Since the secret and the certificate is already present.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Yeah. I believe, yeah. If all the check above pass, probably call validate, right? I got your point. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's good point. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, probably in normal, probably don't need to because the creation.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. And anyway, this high level workflow.
Sure.
Yeah, for the let's see the UT test. I think is too simple. It's too simple.
Yeah,
It doesn't cover all the interface.
Right. So that I'll be like pushing. So I missed out the calling function also. So I'm actually working on it as we speak. So I'll be adding all that. Yes.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Let me copy this link to action item. Okay. Okay, the next item is next.
I added an oh, you're reviewing from previous. Okay, sorry, I was late.
Yeah, sorry. Let me finish this one. Okay, this already merged. Yeah, good. Already merged. Let me add a comment. Yeah, let me add one. Yeah, already merged. Okay, next one. The Ivan.
Yes, so I was gonna comment. I have an issue with my Google account, so it's added as suggestions to the document. But I saw this pull request coming this morning. I don't think we have discussed how we wanna distribute our operator, and this contributor is just create a Helm chart. But there's multiple alternatives. We could do a Helm chart. We could use customize. To be honest, I haven't checked the sorry, I haven't checked the code, but I saw this coming. Say again, Josh. Sorry.
I'm gonna say ultimately, don't we want all of those things?
Yeah. My point is, high level, I think, currently we just deploy the editor operator, just use one command, kubectl apply, just simple, just one command. I think that's enough for the 0.1 version. That should be enough. For the future, in the future, I'm not against to support the Helm chart. It's good. Yeah, I think, and it's nice to have. But the high level, is to add too many files in this PR. I believe we can reuse the existing file. For example, let me show you.
Yeah. So right now, if we're doing a kubectl, so it's using customize underneath basically to generate the payload that you sent to Kubernetes. I think we can actually reuse as you're saying in Helm the definitions that the customize is using. But so the only thing that I'm not completely sure is do we want to start supporting Helm so soon, or wait a little bit until we're gonna hit the 1.0, because there may be many changes to the YAML files that we have, and so maybe we will need to duplicate the work. So that'll be maybe my only point. Like, we definitely want the support, but maybe as we're getting close to an official release.
Yeah, it's good point. Yeah, you know, the Helm chart, the good side of Helm chart is you can customize some options, right? Yeah, it's good points. But you know, in the 0.1 version, I don't think we have much config to customize. For the etcd cluster itself, you know, in the future, probably in the future version, we need to let user to customize some option for the etcd cluster. But in the 0.1 version, we don't support the customization. In the 0.1 version, the user can only configure, for example, how many members in the cluster, what's the version to use. For example, 3.5.18 and 3 members in the cluster. That's the only thing the user can configure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And on the other hand, you know, if this is somebody who's just working on a Helm chart and it looks like a reasonably okay Helm chart, then I don't see a reason not to accept it with a warning that, like everything else, it's alpha, right? Because, you know, then we can potentially keep them working on the Helm chart in the future when it's actually useful.
Yeah, I agree. But you know, the point is, you know, I don't think we should add everything inside. For example, we can reuse the existing YAML file in the repo. We need to think about how to organize the YAML file to make sure there's no duplication.
Exactly. Yeah, this needs a little bit of thought of review. I just saw this popping in my email this morning. I was like, oh, hold on. So we may need to discuss this.
Yeah, for example, this file is depth duplication for the existing file.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we need to think about how to organize the config file, make sure there's no duplication.
Yeah,
But I mean, the thing is that
sorry, go ahead, Josh.
if we can get something that kind of works, right? There's a whole bunch of Kubernetes users who have Helm and love Helm. And by having a Helm chart that works for 0.1 or 0.2 or whatever it takes to get into shape, we can potentially get those users actually testing the operator.
Yeah, okay. So then I can do a more in-depth review following what we just mentioned.
0.1 version. Okay. Okay, probably the next item is for a question for the graph. Are you still working on the E3 test for the data persistence?
I think I already. Oh, end-to-end tasks. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, the end-to-end test, I am not working on that right now. I will start working on it from probably tomorrow. The reason for my slowness is I've recently joined, like, you know, I changed my employer, so I've been busy for last 3-4 weeks. But that's why I have not been able to like really focus on all of the tasks here. I apologize for that. Because I'm still settling in at my new job. Yeah, but I can start looking at it if nobody else. I mean, if somebody else wants to take it up, feel free. Otherwise, I can take it up this week.
I think I can take it up if Gaurav is busy. I think I can take it up. I think I've already worked on E2E tests. I don't mind taking this up.
Is that Abdul? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Abdul.
Sounds good. Benjamin, do we have an issue for this already created that I can go and perhaps assign for myself?
Yeah, I believe. Please just create a sub issue under the existing enemy. 1 second.
Right.
1 second. Yeah, I think we can just create sub issue.
Mm-hmm.
Let me create one right now. Give me 1 minute. Need to retest. It's assistant. Yeah, I think we support block volume and file system. For the etcd cluster, the file system is not recommended to use. For example, NFS is not recommended for etcd. So the priority is to verify the data verify the block volume to dynamically created and attached by the CS driver. Driver is to verify block volume. By CSI driver. Because E2E test, because file system. Use for etcd cluster. I recall I added the comments. Let me add. Some people raise the comment. Yeah, there's a comment from this. For example, when the access mode is read write many, in our existing design and implementation, when the access mode is read write many, which means is shared by all the etcd members. So for example, usually is a file system, for example, NFS. In that case, we will only configure the volume, static volume. But the contributor raised if the access mode is read write many, it also can be the dynamic created by CS driver. Yeah, it's true. But for etcd, it's not a concern to me because it's not recommended for the etcd cluster. Yeah, this is the reason. The first reason is performance concern. The network I/O latency and disk I/O latency is very important for etcd. For etcd, is very sensitive to the disk I/O and network I/O. This is the first concern. The second concern is this is more important. The NFS might not guarantee the F-sync. The reason is, when the etcd finish process or client request, you need to sync the request to disk. When the sync returns success, so we can trust the data have already been persisted to the disk. But for NFS, it's not guaranteed. When the F-sync return true, but it may not successfully persist to disk. So it may cause correctness issue. So we don't use NFS for etcd cluster. But if the user know the risk, if they continue to use the NFS, but they must be aware of the risk. Okay, added one more subtask.
Right, I'll just post a comment that will perhaps assign it.
Yeah. Please add a comment. Please assign yourself. Add a comment. Because you're not a member of the organization, so I cannot assign to you directly right now.
Yeah.
You should add a comment. I can assign to you later.
I don't see it added as a sub issue. Can you link the issue over here, Benjamin?
Yeah, sure. Let me add.
Yeah, I'll post a comment.
Okay.
Post it a comment /assign.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, sounds good. Okay, it's done. Okay, is there any other topic to discuss? Yeah, if there's no other topic, probably we can talk about the release of 0.1. We are planning to release 0.1 version before the KubeCon London. It's fast approaching. We only have probably 2 or 3 weeks left. So the only block is for the certificate management is not finished. The only blocker is the certificate management is the only blocker. Yeah, is the second one. The second one I don't think is the blocker, but it's really critical. It's for the E2E test for the data persistence. It's really critical, but it's not blocker because the production code is already finished. The problem Nikorov is already manually verified it, so it's good. But if we have E2E test, it's really nice to have. I'm thinking, we need to think about the formally release 0.1 version. Probably is discussing item with Ivan. There are 2 things. The first thing, we need to create the artifact registry. We need to create a Docker image and push the Docker image. And the second thing, I don't think we need to publish the binary. We just need to publish the Docker image. What do you think, Ivan?
I think for this, I think for an operator, it only makes sense to deploy the Docker image because you can't. So if you want to deploy it to Kubernetes, you can't just deploy the binary.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Only publish image. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me image. Okay. Only publish container image. Yeah, we need to create artifact registry. Just create a new artifact registry in the etcd development, the project, under the project.
Okay.
Okay. Artifact. Okay, I see I assign this to Ivan. Ivan is down now.
Yes, I can do it.
Yeah, I probably the image is the first step. The second step, we also need to probably provide a document. Provide a document how to deploy the operator. I think the document should be very simple, just to kubectl apply. Yeah.
How about how to do the release? Do we want to do just like a release script, or do we want to integrate some other tool to do the release and push the Docker image?
Yeah, I think the script release automatic release is nice to have. For the 0.1 version, for the 0.1.0 is not blocker. I think we can just manually do it for the 0.1 version.
Okay.
I think it's very simple. Just create a tag and push the image.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because for the etcd project, it's much complicated. It's multi-module. There's not a module. We cannot create tag for all the module. But for the etcd project, just one module.
We're only sorry. Going back to the Docker and the Docker image, we're just gonna create it in
I've got to drop. I'll listen to this later. Sorry to interrupt you in between. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Thank
We're
you.
just creating it in artifact registry, right? Because we can't create, I guess, in Quay.
No. We just only Google, Google
Okay.
Cloud.
Okay.
No Quay.
Okay.
Okay. the probably are related comment. We for the LCD project, we push the image to both the Google Cloud artifact on Google Cloud. Also push the image to the Quay.io for the LCD image. But for the LCD operator, we don't have the history button. We don't need to push the image to the Quay.io. We just push the Google Cloud.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and I guess we will also manually tag the commit, right? So,
Okay.
or maybe we can just create. I think maybe it's gonna be easier just to create a simple script with tagging and pushing, so we can reproduce it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a related. We have a related task to manage the Quay.io. I can offline to pin the George.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Is there any other topic to discuss? No, probably we can add the action item. Action item. Okay. The first item on the top priority is the certificate management. Let me. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Akar, in our next working group meeting, if the certificate management E2E test and all the implementation cannot be finished, probably we have to release zero portable washing without the certificate management, or we have to release the zero portable washing after the KubeCon London.
Yes. I think I'll be like finishing it off. If I need help for E2E, I think I'll connect with Abdur if that is okay. But
Yeah, sounds
yes,
good.
yeah. But I'll be completing it. Yes.
Okay. Okay, this next one is for the E2E test for the data persistence. Yeah, it's already assigned to. Okay. This is only 2 action item. Oh, the next item is for the Ivan for the release. Release work. Okay. Is there any other topic to discuss? Okay, no. Okay, that's end for this meeting. Thank you, everyone. Next meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You.
Bye.
Bye, guys.